And what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is another video in which I'm going to talk about me moving from California to Russia, and I'm going to focus on a little bit on my health and on food. As you can see, I think I look better than I did when I was living back in the United States, which was 3 years ago, and you can go back and look at my older videos. Keep in mind that I am older right now. I'm like 42 and I used to be like 38 or 39 in those videos, yet I look better than when I did in those videos. And there's a reason for that. The reason is that my health has improved. I feel literally better than when I did back in California. And this, I used to have a bunch of health problems, which I basically gave a lot of thought, because I don't know, when you're not feeling that well, you tend to wonder why that is, right? And you tend to think about it. And the reason is that back in California, the food and the water, I think, were not that good. The major difference in how I feel right now is the fact that, there's also a little bit of a thing of the fact that I moved back to my home country. Basically, I was entirely correct in estimating that moving back to the place where I'm from would, make my health much better. And it did. And I can tell you that I've been having like stomach aches for years, and this is not something to be taken lightly. When someone is not feeling well, our health is the most important thing. And what it boils down to, I took care of my health, and I put my health first above all of that. Now, I'm not advocating for people to move to Russia whatsoever. I mean, this place, is mostly for people who were born here, but it's something to think about. And I think one of the mistakes that people in America make, and I talked about it previously, is the fact that they do not want to reconnect with the place where they're from. But anyway, let's talk about the food. The food here is unbelievable. I love the food in Russia. I mean, the food in Russia was even better than I thought. I'm gonna run some clips of like food here, which is unbelievable. And again, to compare, I look better, I feel better, I don't have any more stomach aches, and in case I want to call an ambulance, I don't have to be afraid of someone sending me like a huge bill for it, I mean, Russia is not perfect, believe me, but I personally much, much, much prefer to live in somewhere, in Europe, which is I'm in Europe right now, than in America. And America has a lot of, California has a lot of good things, but things have been getting bad there. And I was lucky that I moved back in 2019, which was before the whole shenanigans with, COVID happened. And we all know what happened there. But that's the short update on things. I wanted to film it. I got a little bit of like a blue light here and a little setup, so maybe it looks a little bit better than what I'm filming outside. But I'm gonna film more for you guys about like Russia and, more of, maybe I'll try to do some interviews and all that. So that's how things are. I just want to give an update on me, myself personally, because I guess this is my channel and maybe people are watching it because they're interested in me. But another also thing that I wanted to say, that California is the worst damn place I've ever been to. I mean, that place just kept getting worse and worse and worse. For example, I was paying, the things that I'm paying here are so much cheaper. Like the internet is like $5 a month, whereas the internet in California was 70 to 100, and the actual speed of the internet is faster here, and it is 15 times cheaper. But it's not all flowers. There is issues in Russia, especially low salaries, and people complain all the time. about things, so it's not all fun and games, but such is life. You know, people like to complain a lot here. That's the thing. People like to complain. But for me, I loved it. I corrected a mistake that my parents made by selling our apartments. We had 3 apartments in Moscow before we immigrated. Sold all of them. I bought an apartment here, which was a major thing for me. So now I have real estate here. I have somewhere to stay. Maybe I will talk a little bit more about, like, you know, there's a vlog called Nomad Capital or something like that. There's this guy like Andrew, he talks about like moving money around and, you know, moving out offshore and the finances with expats. Maybe I'll talk about more about, you know, what I think about all that and the places where I think you could go, you know, less expensive places. There's wonderful places in Eastern Europe, I think Croatia or something like that, which might be even cheaper than Russia. Can you imagine that? Things are actually cheaper. Things are not that super cheap in everything here. The apartments in Moscow cost an arm and a leg, and they're getting more expensive every day. But anyway, I've talked for maybe 6 minutes. You know, yeah, another thing that I want to mention is if you can subscribe and click the little bell notification, because I really would love to get to 1,000 subscribers. I used to have 5,000 subscribers before my channel got deleted for a reason I don't even want to discuss, but it wasn't for a valid reason. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.